This is the Zhoucun East Station on the Jiaoji passenger line, completed back in 2009, but still unused for passenger services. You can see the area around it is completely desolate. There's only one nearby village, mostly cornfields, and 4 stone arch bridges standing here awkwardly. There aren't any roads either, just the occasional person on a bike or a truck passing by, with fields of corn stretching out ahead. Facing the station head-on, its design is quite simple. Many stations built or renovated around 2009 look similar, reportedly able to handle up to 99 trains.
High-speed rail stations like these, built and left idle, are often referred to by netizens as ghost stations. The station in the video is Zhoucun East in Zibo, Shandong. Completed 15 years ago but never activated, it remains abandoned and ranks at the top of China's ghost station list. The second ghost station, idle for 14 years, is Zijinshan East Station in Jiangsu's Nanjing Qixia district. Built in 2010 as a connection point between Nanjing South Station and Xianlin Station, it has yet to be used. Along with Jiangpu Station, it's dubbed one of Nanjing's 2 forgotten stations.
As the sun sets on this abandoned station, it sits in the dusk like withered lotus leaves in winter, the waiting room empty and untouched for ages.
Ranking third is Jiangsu's Jiangpu Station in Nanjing, unused for 13 years. Across China, at least 20 high-speed rail stations sit idle. Several provinces, including Liaoning, Yunnan, Shandong, and Hubei, have more than one. Ningbo East Station in Zhejiang has been idle for 11 years, along with Shandong's Zhifu Station in Yantai, Zhoucun East Station in Anhui's Hefei, and Shuangliu West Station in Sichuan's Chengdu. Some of these stations, abandoned for years, have reopened under public pressure, though at high cost. Take Hele Station in Wanning, Hainan, which reopened this October 15th after 14 idle years, costing nearly 27 million yuan. But whether it will operate sustainably remains uncertain. Danzhou Haitou High-Speed Station, part of Hainan's ring rail, cost over 40 million yuan. It wasn't used for over 7 years, causing an outcry last July. Officials cited low daily passenger numbers, leading to severe losses after opening. Reportedly, less than 100 people rode it each day. Finally, on December 15, 2023, Haitou Station began operations due to mounting public pressure. Meanwhile, ghost stations continue to appear. For instance, Wenzhou North Station on the new Hangzhou-Wenzhou line is already seeing issues. On October 25th, a blogger shared a video noting that despite being newly opened, the station is nearly empty.
More than a month since the Hangzhou-Wenzhou line opened, Wenzhou North Station is oddly quiet. At 9 a.m., there's almost no one here. Checking online, there are only around a dozen trains running between Wenzhou North and Hangzhou West, far fewer than the 38 trips advertised.
Wenzhou North Station announced that 10 trains between it and Hangzhou West Station would be suspended until December 21st. The reasons for the suspension and whether services will resume were not disclosed. Spanning 260 kilometers, the Hangzhou-Wenzhou line took over 7 years to build, finally opening on September 6, 2024. It connects Zhejiang's capital, Hangzhou, and Wenzhou, the province's third-largest GDP hub, with a population nearing 10 million. This line should have been one of the busiest routes in the province and the Yangtze River Delta's high-speed rail network. Yet, just a month after opening, several train services have been suspended, sparking much speculation. A blogger pointed out that the Hangzhou-Wenzhou high-speed line is China's second privately funded high-speed rail. Initially, it was promoted as having up to 38 trips daily. But now, some services are suspended, likely due to lower than expected passenger numbers. He highlighted 3 main issues. First, the lack of competitive ticket pricing. Second, limited connectivity, as it mainly serves commuters between Hangzhou and Wenzhou without reaching many other cities. And third, the inconvenience of Hangzhou West Station's remote location. Travelers need to transfer multiple times to reach downtown Hangzhou, making the journey less appealing.
As the saying goes, no matter how high you fly, you eventually have to land. Regional prosperity is a process of interconnected growth. Empty promises alone won't sustain it. When dreams fall short, it's ordinary people who end up paying the price.
A Chinese business report in May questioned why so many high-speed rail stations are built only to remain idle or shut down due to their remote locations, lack of nearby amenities, and low passenger flow. Take Guilin as an example. The report noted that out of its 9 stations, Wenzhou Station sees fewer than 200 passengers per day, leading to its suspension after only 4 years of operation. The report raised questions about the substantial investments poured into these high-speed rail projects, how they progressed from design and planning to costly construction, only to end up abandoned. Who is accountable for these inefficient investments? It may lie with local governments. According to an insider from China Railway Yuan Engineering Group, which handles high-speed rail design, some local governments prefer locating stations in suburban areas to ease urban relocation pressures and promote new land development. Local officials acknowledge that, initially, high-speed rail investments were primarily funded by the former Ministry of Railways, giving railway authorities significant control over routes and station locations. However, with an increasing share of local government funding in recent years, local authorities gained more influence, often linking high-speed rail stations to their political performance metrics, fueling enthusiasm for high-speed rail investments. Meanwhile, a representative from China Railway Group, which operates the network, mentioned that railway departments rely on local governments for land acquisition and other preliminary steps. Some local governments have proposed funding the construction of stations and connecting lines themselves, a proposal that railway authorities typically don't oppose. However, if a station's passenger volume is low after opening, the railway department may reduce stops or suspend service. Professor Xie Tian at the University of South Carolina School of Business remarked that high-speed rail investments by central and local governments often lack proper feasibility studies and market demand considerations. He described these projects as rushed, top-down initiatives aimed at boosting China's GDP and officials' political achievements, regardless of the waste involved. He added that China's extensive high-speed rail network is a hallmark of the Chinese Communist Party's aggressive infrastructure push, designed to create the illusion of rapid economic growth to attract international investors. Now, with the economy slowing, fewer people can afford to use high-speed rail, exacerbating the issue of underused capacity. Xie noted that China is now facing a broad issue of overcapacity, with high-speed rail as one example of this surplus. On June 18, 2019, China Railway Corporation, responsible for building and operating high-speed rail, was restructured as China State Railway Group. In recent years, the group has continued rapidly expanding China's high-speed rail network. Official data shows that in the first 3 quarters of this year, China State Railway Group completed fixed asset investments totaling 561.2 billion yuan, up 10.3% year-on-year, with 1,820 kilometers of new rail lines, totaling 1,210 kilometers of high-speed rail. Ticket prices for high-speed rail saw significant hikes in the first half of this year. Starting June 15th, several routes raised fares, with some routes seeing increases of up to 20%, and business class prices rising nearly 40%. Chinese media reported that, following these hikes, some high-speed rail tickets are now more expensive than airline tickets. A Chinese media analyst suggests that the main reason for the price hike is due to a lack of funds, as only 6 high-speed rail lines in China are actually profitable: Beijing, Shanghai, Shanghai, Nanjing, Nanjing, Hangzhou, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai, Hangzhou. Another factor is the heavy debt burden carried by high-speed rail. Even though China State Railway Group turned a profit for the first time in years in 2023, reaching a net profit of 3.3 billion yuan, its total debt soared to a record 6.1 trillion yuan in 2023. This profit is minor compared to the overall debt, with the group's asset-to-liability ratio still at a high 65.5% by the end of 2023. David Huang, an economist based in the U.S., explained that the Chinese Communist Party has relied on large-scale infrastructure projects to drive economic growth. In the early days, this led to an illusion of prosperity. As high-speed rail projects launched, there was a sense of self-satisfaction over China's speed and manufacturing. However, building more high-speed rail than necessary has rapidly increased debt levels. Moreover, the high-speed rail lines built over a decade ago now require significant maintenance, further raising debt levels. While many high-speed rail lines are currently operating at a loss and cannot cover their debt, combined with pre-existing local debt, real estate debt, and debt from small and medium financial institutions, the risk of a hard landing for China's economy is growing. Professor Zhao Jian of the School of Economics and Management at Beijing Jiaotong University had previously warned in a 2019 article on Caixin that given the financial situation of China's high-speed rail, it would eventually become a gray rhino for China's financial system. The term gray rhino often referred to high-probability, high-impact crises that are overlooked. High-speed rail station, promoted by CCP leader Xi Jinping and built as the largest high-speed rail station in Asia, also shows signs of becoming a ghost station. Xiong'an New Area, a national-level project advocated by Xi Jinping, was officially established on April 1, 2017, as a project for the millennium. However, it has faced skepticism as it is an inland area with no economic base or development appeal. Xiong'an sits in a low-lying flood-prone region in northern China. Construction of the Xiong'an high-speed rail station began in December 2018 and was completed in December 2020. On October 22nd, a blogger shared footage from the largest high-speed rail station in Hebei province.
Let's start by taking a look at the area surrounding Xiong'an Station. I'm currently standing at the East Plaza, where there's still a large open space yet to be developed. It feels like there aren't many people around here. I'm on the train now. See you at Beijing West Station.
Another blogger shared a video on October 9th showing the Xiong'an high-speed rail station empty, commenting that this station is very large and quite far from the city center. In recent years, the construction of Xiong'an New Area has been on and off, often rumored to be left unfinished, especially since few people are willing to move there. Under public pressure, in May 2023, Xi Jinping personally visited Xiong'an and asserted that his decision regarding Xiong'an was completely correct and advised against impatience. While in Hebei, he held meetings and pushed central enterprises and subsidiaries in Beijing to accelerate relocation efforts, warning them, "You can't just act on personal preference. If you need to move, you have to move." However, nearly a month after Xi left Hebei, the pro-Beijing newspaper Xingtao Daily reported on June 6, 2023, that during an on-site visit to Xiong'an, journalists observed nearly empty high-speed rail cars, deserted platforms, and sparse foot traffic. Besides 2 open restaurants, there were no other businesses operating in the station. Areas designated for residential relocation, business centers, and the Civic Service Center also lacked visitors. Local sources told Hong Kong media that despite the Xiong'an high-speed rail station being in operation for over 2 years and with an investment exceeding 30 billion yuan, it hadn't passed official acceptance due to a lack of funds. The issue extends beyond high-speed rail stations, as passenger terminals have also seen considerable waste. Near Ulankab Station, the largest railway passenger hub in western Inner Mongolia, sits the Wuhai Passenger Hub, a bus terminal with a total investment of 215 million yuan. According to Chinese media reports from October this year, the main building of this hub, which was completed and handed over in late 2020, was temporarily repurposed as a makeshift hospital during the pandemic, but has yet to fulfill its intended function. With the high-speed rail network expanding and the popularity of private cars increasing, more and more passenger terminals are shutting down. Hubei Highway Passenger Group announced that as of midnight on September 10th this year, Fujiapo Bus Terminal would officially close. Earlier, Wuhan's Xingrong Bus Station ceased operations on July 1st, 2020. Hankou North Bus Station also ended its operations in 2023. Bus stations closed this year include Haikou East Bus Station, Hangzhou South Bus Station, Guangzhou Luochongwei Bus Station, Chengdu Wuguiqiao Bus Station, Nanchang Qingshan Bus Station, and others. Even Shanghai's long-distance bus terminal, located within the city's inner ring and close to the bustling Shanghai railway station, has also fallen into disuse.